First, before I actually get started asking questions, I would like to thank you on behalf of AZYCC, that is the Arizona Youth Climate Coalition. I want to thank you for doing this interview and for having been there 50 years ago on the first Earth Day. It's really exciting to hear from you and to hear what you were thinking around those times and how it's impacted you since. So first, can I ask for your name and maybe how old you were then and what kind of background you had at the time, how you got drawn into the movement?
My name is Barb Robinson, and at the time my name was Barb Warner, and I was 25 years old about at the first Earth Day. I had a new baby daughter who actually was your mother, and she had been born about 8 months before. I realized, I heard publicity probably through the student daily newspaper that there was going to be a rally about Earth Day. And it was an effort by Senator Gaylord Nelson, I think of Wisconsin, and there were many young activist people at that point, and up to that point most of the activism had been focused on fighting the Vietnam War, and all of a sudden the war was over and there were all these activist people, and it was almost like they were looking for a cause, and Senator Gaylord Nelson had a cause and decided to try the Earth Day concept. He was very much aware that we were hurting the climate.
Like, if you remember anything really about the day itself, about what happened, any like things specifically that happened then that you still remember?
It was a gathering in a park, a city park, big beautiful trees, a little tiny river going through the park, a bridge over the river that was hung by cables, so you could stand in the middle of the bridge and bounce. And I can remember bouncing your mom on that bridge. As for who the speakers were, there was some kind of a system to enhance people's voices, but it was kind of hard to hear in the park in the late afternoon. I just know that the speakers spoke mainly about, this is the first Earth Day. We hope to keep this going beyond this year. I think they would be very proud of the fact that it's 50 years hence.
Yeah, I'm sure they would be.
That Earth Day is being celebrated for its 50th year. I really don't remember the content so much as I just remember that whole focus on saving the materials of the earth, things like aluminum, and reusing them, recycling them. I think that was the real focus that I remember in that particular park, in that particular town. And I don't know what other Earth Days were like, but I know that there were a lot of people there. It was well attended.
And it seems like a quite national thing even then, because you were in Iowa and you mentioned that the senator was from Wisconsin.
Yes, it was national. Yes.
I want to ask you one last question about how you see the future of environmental activism. Would you have any advice for current environmental activists, like even of my age, younger than you were then, who are still trying to change the world and build off the legacy that the Earth Day 50th, that the first Earth Day had?
I didn't hear the last part.
Would you have any advice for activists like me who are still trying to build off the legacy of the first Earth Day 50 years ago?
Okay. I hope there's 100th Earth Day celebration down the road, and you're there.
I can be old then and talk to all of
it
the
happens
little
to
people.
all of us. When I was 25, I didn't think I'd hit 75 either, but here I am. But advice, it'll partly depend upon what else is happening in the world. Right now, we're going through a major challenge with a major pandemic that's bound to create funding challenges for other causes, including environmentalism.
Yep.
It's, I guess, small experiments to make sure that things work, that the results are what the intended results are. Activism, there's nothing like being out there in the ocean to stop people from killing whales. That it's a confrontation that does have results, and I think is effective, at least in part. I wish I'd had more time during my life to devote to environmental concerns. I also was very active in terms of feminist issues. And they talk now, I don't remember what the term is, about the intersectionality, I guess it is.
Yeah.
There are so many different social or important causes to make the world a better place. And if you look at it, many of them do intersect with each other. And, I think learning more about that, learning how to work for one cause, but yet have an impact on other causes, I think that all of that would be something I'd want to learn more about if I were younger. And I still support many social causes, but I do it with my checkbook now, or with my donations, instead of with my time and my effort. Yeah.
I think I've seen that too in my brief time working in environmental activism, that these social issues really do work together, and that helping to alleviate poverty and racism will environmental issues as well, and vice versa.
Right.
Interesting.
Right.
Was there anything you wanted to add to there?
I'm just really glad that Earth Day is being celebrated. It has been celebrated every year for 50 years. I think that's pretty amazing. Some causes come and some causes go, but I think that Earth Day has been more and more and more important as the years have gone by, and I'm glad that we're celebrating it again this year.
And I'm glad that you helped be there the first time it was celebrated.
I am too.